Hello, everybody, and welcome to False Prophets Podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
And I am not Manny Perez.
That is a fact. We have an amazing guest with us. You guys have seen him before.
Yes.
You know, he is a fantastic comedian.
Thank you.
You know, originally from Detroit, but
Born and raised,
coming out of Seattle as well, too.
It's weird being on your third city.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, anytime someone's like, out of Seattle, I was like, I hate that fucking city.
Well, please welcome to the show, Quinton Jones, AKA Butterboy.
What up, Mr. Butterboy in the building, back baking. How long can I keep this beat shit going?
I have no idea. Go for it.
That's it. That's all I had.
That's all.
That's it.
I'm fucking with the baseball jersey, man.
Oh, I appreciate
like
it, man. Yeah. This is actually my friend's company, Dark Skin Cartel.
Okay.
That's his. I don't know
anything about it. That's all you do is just the name.
I support your friends.
Yeah.
Like I have a grand vision of one day my entire wardrobe, at least shirts, is like always people's merch.
That's a fact. You know, I could totally see that. I mean, I liked it on the back too because
it's got my name on it.
It says Q Kill 'em and all that shit, which is his Instagram. We'll be putting that up there on the screen for you guys to check him out. Follow the boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially if you want to relive the Butterboy story.
Yes.
Check it out on episode 23 of the False Prophets podcast, I believe. I don't know why I looked at you to be like, you know exactly.
I know. It's just, like honestly, when I look at my podcast, I actually forget what I say. So when I like rewatch, I'm like, can't believe I said
shit.
That. Yeah. I was gonna send this to my mama. She can't get this one.
Bro, that's me too. Where I'll watch some shit and I'll just be like, oh, I was hammered. I said, what? I did what? That's crazy.
Ooh. I mean, my mom's seen my comedy, and my mom has given me the permission. My mom rather me talk about being Butterboy than bomb.
That's a good mom. That is a
like,
very supportive mother.
She's like, don't blame you doing bad on me. And so it's funny because she'll live in the South, and so it's like sometimes people will catch when she's in the crowd, and I'll do like some of my raunchier sex. She's like, you did those jokes in front of your mama? Like, but I didn't bomb.
There you go.
You know, I know my mama. You don't know my mama.
So fuck you.
Exactly.
That's right.
People always trying to step in shit that don't matter. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And so speaking of stepping in shit, there's been a lot of things going on. It's been a couple days. You know, when we're talking about stepping in shit, we can talk about a lot of people, especially Kanye West, as we all know.
Kanye, as the weekly Kanye update. That's what this should be about.
Oh yeah, Kanye West. He's gotten to that point where it is not even weekly. It's like every other day.
Yeah.
You got to say something. I mean, you know, this nigga went from saying, you know, George Bush doesn't care about black people to now saying, you know, Hitler wasn't such a bad guy.
Here's the problem.
I don't know what's going on.
Is my problem with it is not Kanye, it's the people that defend Kanye.
That's a fact.
Because it's like he can say whatever he wants. He's like, no, you should shit in your hand to save the environment. And niggas will be like, hell yeah, Kanye.
Yeah.
Like sheeple for Kanye. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I've written him off like for so long. But that's my problem with Kanye is that there's a group of people that actually take him serious no matter what he says.
No, that's a fucking fact. I mean, listen, I am somebody I'm still a big fan of Kanye. I will say, as far as artistically.
So, you want to separate the artist from the music.
I'm not a fan of his recent seminars that he's been giving at all. But you know, I still vibe with, you know, College Dropout, Graduation, even Donda. I played some of those songs a few days ago. I like the art that he makes. But yeah, he's clearly wilding out. I mean, before the Alex Jones thing, you know, he said things in the wrong way, but he had one or two points that people could have polished off and been like, all right.
Terrible delivery. Absolutely terrible delivery.
Oh, awful presentation.
Just terrible delivery.
The PowerPoint was awful. It was
typos
typos, nothing but slide transitions and, you know, nothing, bro. Nothing.
And then like
use Comic Sans for the fonts. You know.
Didn't double space. It was all bad. It was unacceptable. No MLA format. Didn't quote anything. Didn't quote. That's the thing.
No list of sources at all.
No list of sources at all.
None.
But
none whatsoever.
Like the Dave Chappelle's SNL skit.
Yeah.
He really did kind of like curb what Kanye was saying.
He almost rescued Kanye in this weird way.
No, but then Kanye's like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck it up again because you like Dave Chappelle. You like, actually, fuck these Jews. No, but we gonna edit that part out. I said fuck these niggas. I said fuck these niggas because black hate sells.
Right.
But no, Kanye was like, nah.
Oh yeah.
Was that before or after the Alex Jones thing?
That was before the Alex Jones thing.
Yeah, yep. Okay.
And that's how you know Kanye doesn't like black people, because even when they're trying to help him out, he's like, nigga, get away from me. Not today. Not today. You know?
Do you think he's black?
No, I don't. I don't. Here's the thing. I think the only time Kanye thinks he's black is when people tell him he can't do something. And so he only thinks he's black when it feeds into his ego of him not getting what he wants.
Exactly.
And then he tries to use the black culture to force everybody else to give him what he wants.
Exactly. Okay.
And then when he gets what he wants, he decides black people can go back in the closet.
He's like, I don't know, he's a Democrat.
Yeah, exactly. He's a Democrat. He's the biggest Democrat of all people. Bro. It's very true.
He said, but black people. It's like, no, you said fuck the Jews and that Hitler wasn't that bad. But but if I was white and said it, like, nah, bro.
No, it was awful.
Pretty awful.
It was fucking awful, buddy. When you have Alex Jones going, then this is a guy who said Sandy Hook was a fucking, was a hoax. Yeah. Okay. When you have a guy talking about how a mass shooting of a bunch of kindergartners was a hoax, and he's wincing, there's an issue. There's an issue there.
Yeah, I have no rebuttal for that. But the funniest thing for me is like now it's finally, you're much more in the kind than me. Like we're finally getting some drama I can relate to. Yeah, where it's just like he's doing all this ranting on Twitter. He's like, oh yeah, and Chris Paul fucked my wife. Good night. I was like, yo, what?
I know this thing. What drives me nuts is we were talking about this before. It's like, how do you do that before going to sleep?
Yeah.
How does that put you to bed? When I need to go to sleep, I get a little bit of tea, maybe some melatonin. This nigga goes DEFCON 3 on the Jews and says that somebody's fucking his wife. I don't know how that relaxes you.
Maybe it was on his spirit. Maybe he's like, we're going to go for broke. Maybe he accepted Kim and her mischievous ways. But he was like, no. But, I mean, because even their entire breakup, he's been the bad guy.
Yeah, and here's one thing. I think Kanye is he deals with a lot of shit and everything, but I feel like when it comes to him and Kim, he is a classic poster child story of how any man, no matter how successful and how cool, can make himself into a loser.
You know what I mean? A loser? I didn't think he loved her at first.
When it comes to Kim Kardashian, he's a complete fucking loser. Okay. He's the type of guy where it's like, yo, like if I was acting like him, the same thing would happen. It's like we've all had those times where we acted corny with like some girl that we were really into and stuff, but because we acted corny, she went and fucked a nigga who looked way worse than us, had way less shit, was lame as fuck, because it's like she knew that you were cool in general, which is why she liked you the first go around. Mm-hmm. But now that you're so insecure,
she liked you when she liked the version of you when y'all first got together. But you now, that's spitting right there.
Because you're insecure as fuck now. So it's like that's the thing.
No, once they get the real you, it's like, oh no, I want college dropout him. But like, I will say this, and I will say this about celebrity couples in general. Yeah, it's like, why do female celebrities always fuck somebody else famous?
I think because they understand your schedule, and I think women as a whole, they don't want to admit this, but they still kind of want to feel that a man is in charge, or like slightly above them in a certain way. And for a famous rich woman, they can only go up. They can only elevate.
I was just like, every time a famous couple breaks up, the dude who is also fucking some Instagram.
He's out there fucking random.
He's getting it in.
This nigga,
but it's like always with the female in the relationship, they're always with someone else famous and it blows up.
Even if he's not.
But I'm just saying that hurts so much more. If Kim K had the 15th nigga on the Lakers, nobody would care.
See, but Kanye still would, which would have made everybody care.
Well, yes, but this is Kanye. I'm just saying in general. But yes, Kanye was gonna go death. So no, she had to fuck somebody famous enough for people to care.
I guess my whole thought is, but I'm saying it's like this nigga fucked up the emotional relationship bag. You know what I mean? He fumbled the bag. Where it's like, bro, he was before all this shit, before the Pete stuff and the Jewish people stuff and all that. He was somebody who is like, if this nigga was to die, he would, the world would stop. His funeral would have been a motorcade, almost like Michael Jackson, almost like John Lennon. He'd be like immortalized. He's at a certain level of like musical genius that the world doesn't really see very often. And in fact, fucking someone like Kim K is beneath him, truthfully. You know what I mean? Especially before all this. I'm not even talking about in hotness, but like in what she represents and this, that, and the third. Like, so, but basically with him, it's like, now you've turned yourself into a loser because it's just like you're talking about her fucking Pete Davidson. If you didn't say anything about that and just let her do her thing, that would have ended 2 weeks later and it wouldn't have mattered. There wouldn't have been any text message screenshots, all this type of shit. It's like, bro, you're over here talking to Charlamagne the God about another dude's like fucking 10-inch dick. It's like, why are you complaining? You're a black guy, bro.
But he might not have it. He might not have it.
Yeah, but
not every black guy is packing.
But speak for yourself.
I didn't say I wasn't. I'm just saying I'm just saying that was a lot of small dick energy right there.
That's what I'm saying. But also too, I think Kanye just in general has small dick energy. That's why he's so self-obsessed and all this shit, because
But that motivated him to greatness. Honestly, having a big dick is holding guys back.
Oh yeah, niggas with big dicks don't accomplish shit.
Get dick reduction.
I mean,
I'm great. Dick reduction surgery, fellas. If you are slanging it, that's the problem. You rely on your dick too often, and you need to have a short dick to try to accomplish some shit. That's what needs to happen.
That's a fucking fact. Like that's my thing with him, where I'm just like, yo, like, bro, at least use the stereotype of black dudes to your advantage. Even if you have maybe a smaller dick or some shit like that, it's like there's no reason to fucking feel bad. Nobody thought you had a tiny dick until you were freaking out about somebody else's big dick. Yeah. You know what I mean? I never assumed he had a small dick. And then I
never until this conversation, I didn't think about Kanye's dick.
Well,
it's mine.
It's mine.
He has big minds.
He does.
Grand mind.
He has an enormous, a girthy mind.
Thick mind.
A nice
thick with
mind.
depth. I don't know.
Oh my God.
He gets real deep with his mind.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. He can definitely go deep.
Pussy.
That's how he penetrates bitches. Feel it, bitch.
You feel it?
Feel it, bitch.
This is genius on your pussy right now. This is genius.
But yeah, I don't know, man. That dude, he has a lot of shit to deal with, man. But I just think a lot of the shit that he does is so fucking corny. And I'm still a fan, but I'm like, I just wonder, what's gonna happen with him next. You know what I mean?
You do. For me, it's just kind of more like, what did he do? It's like a headline. Like, what did Kanye do today?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think he'll be fine regardless. If I'm being truthfully honest.
100 millionaire.
No, I mean, like in the eyes of the people. Like, if he actually, here's my thought: if he actually stops with all the anti-Semitic rants and going on InfoWars and shit like that, and just goes back to making music, everything disappears. And people pretend.
But that's the black stereotype. Like, hey, you should have stuck to music the entire time. We should not, that giant brain, we can't compress that to just music.
That's true.
Really, he needs to make a song about slavery, like Will Smith did, to be back in the good graces of the Jews.
I guess so. I don't fucking know, dude. His shit is crazy, but honestly, talking about Kanye is giving me a fucking headache.
That hat is tight,
I can't too much.
It's that hat tight. You gotta get a looser beanie.
Yeah, I got a big fucking head, man. I got a big African head. Bro.
You do, man. I
see this forehead? This shit is serious.
That's not that bad, man. That's not
my forehead's the size of Kanye's dick. You see that? It's at least 4 to 5 inches
do you
vertical.
Consider yourself having a receding hairline?
No.
You're like, oh yeah, you good, man.
I mean, it's always been this hairline.
Oh, you good.
That's why. So I'm like, my whole family, I come from a long lineage of people with like being born with receded hairlines. My nephew's hairline is like back here.
Oh, you gotta let that go. That's terrible. If them jeans hit when you were in like high school, man. Oh, But I feel like nowadays, I feel like when we were in high school, though, they had like the rule of like no hats in school. So you had to get cooked if your shit was back here.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like nowadays they're like, oh, well, it's his way of expression.
Yeah, who knows? His mental health.
Yeah, his mental health can't. His mental health can't take women. Not even women, because women don't see past that.
Yeah,
or they too short to tell.
But niggas will laugh at you,
bro.
You know,
like some kids showing up with a Sharpie.
Oh yeah,
and was just like writing over his.
But but nowadays children are so soft. I mean, you point at their sneakers and go, "What are those?" And they're in the fucking guidance counselor for 3 weeks.
But they're so weird. Like
we used to be ruthless back then.
So like when I lived in Seattle, it's like I didn't see kids.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird.
Like, well, because everybody there is fucking like, fucking like poly and fucking trans and all sorts of crunchy shit. Most crunchy people don't have that many children. They might have a kid or two, but they don't have that many children. You know what I mean? Normal, well, not normal, but straight, closed-minded, poor people are who fuck all the time.
Yes, and then the rich,
they have children,
and then the rich have like the legacy kid, but
exactly,
they don't really, and they have the outside kid.
They have one child, and they have it mean as much as it can.
Okay, but I didn't see kids, but now like I live in a real residential area, and I just see kids everywhere, and just the fact that like I was walking down the street yesterday.
Liberals use condoms like fucking nerds,
Look here, you go wrong like God intended. God didn't make condoms, man didn't. You can't trust anything man made.
That's a fact.
There you go.
That's a fact.
That's right there.
But go on, what you're saying? Yeah.
Like when you just see these kids just throw their phone on the dirty ass ground.
Mm-hmm.
I've like on top of like the leaves and dirt and probably rat shit.
Yeah.
And just film a TikTok out of nowhere. I don't get it.
Well, the mentality of children, I feel like is so fucking different because nobody gets made fun of now, at least not in the same way. You get made fun of on the internet, but you don't get made fun of face to face. And I think
that's society. It's not just kids though.
I think still our generation, there's still a little bit more of a confrontation of things. You know what I mean?
I have noticed the young comics, like 22, and under, when like everyone's roasting, they're really quiet. Like just really quiet. Just like I'm gonna tweet about your ass though.
I gotta make an Instagram reel. I don't know what to do.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know if it's funny, but it's just seeing kids just film TikToks is weird. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
It's seeing anybody filming a TikTok is a weirdly vulnerable thing, and it's very strange that none of us make fun of it.
Oh, I make fun of it in my head. But the only reason I don't talk shit to these kids is because that is then I become the old nigga.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you kids doing with your phones and blah, blah, blah. You need to go do something with your life. When I was your age, I was watching porn. What's wrong with that now? But like, I don't know. I don't know. Just the whole TikTok thing. And speaking of kids, we need to nurture these kids. And we as black men are in charge of nurturing these kids.
Of all children?
Of nurturing the next generation of black youth. And we need to talk about a man who some feel has abandoned black youth in the pursuit of money. What I'm talking about is primetime Deion Sanders.
That's fact.
Look at that. That's a good transition.
That was a great transition. He's learning. He's learning.
Mm-hmm. I do comedy. So that's really what comedy is. Like, what do I want to talk about next? And I'm just
shifting slowly.
Yeah. So so we go from sucking toes to church. And here's the thing about when you suck toes, sometimes you got to bring those toes into church. And let me tell you about my pastor. Like, what?
Just make sure to keep doing the hand thing as you explain. Can you go on about Deion Sanders while still doing the
for
hand
those of you that don't know, Deion Sanders, AKA Primetime, the only man to ever play baseball and football on the same day, took charge of a historically black college football team, Jackson State, under the promise that not only was he going to bring the team to success, but he was going to elevate HBCU football in general. He didn't just make it about his job. He made it his point to say that we need to bring the best black talent to the black schools in order for us to make money for our institutions, not the white institutions. Praise that. I'm with that. I believe it. And 3 years later, he's like, I'm gonna go to Colorado.
Yeah, this nigga left.
and not Denver. It's niggas in Denver.
Yeah,
he wants to go to Colorado. What, Colorado
like
Springs?
Boulder or something?
Boulder?
Some shit probably like that.
No, if anyone's watching, that's a nigga from not moved there.
Oh yeah,
from Boulder. Let us know, because ain't no niggas in Boulder.
Colorado, bro, that's Birkenstock's country. You know?
But you know, and the thing
that's
is,
rough.
The thing is, he was just like, it's so
find
nice
any
here.
lotion within 10 square miles.
Well, okay, as a person that lived amongst the whites almost exclusively in Seattle, it was freeing not to have to put on lotion.
That's hilarious.
Like, it felt so good.
They didn't notice when you were
They didn't notice when I was ashy. The only reason I started putting on lotion in Seattle is because I went to a black-owned gym.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, I can't let these women see me ashy and stuff.
That's so fucking.
That's the only reason I started lotioning in Seattle. But then I was like, but if I sweat enough, I don't look ashy anyway. So I stopped again.
There you go. I mean, can I tell you too? I remember one time I had a roommate, Courtney Reynolds. He's a comic and stuff out in Crown Heights and stuff. We were roommates and shit. And I remember one time I ran out of lotion. I knocked on his door to borrow some lotion and shit. And I was like, "Yo, can I borrow some lotion?" He was like, "Oh, I don't wear lotion." I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, he was like, nah, just don't wear lotion. And he was like, yeah, you know, I just like stopped wearing lotion. And then after a while, like, I don't know, my body just like got used to it or something like that. And I remember like he was so confident about it that I like bought into it. And for like, honestly, like 3-4 weeks, I stopped wearing lotion. And then I don't know why.
What brought you back? Because you got some real moisturized knuckles. I can see them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're shining right now. Yeah. What brought me back was I was on the subway fucking scratching my ass off, scratching dry skin. I was like, oh, wait, this nigga needed lotion. He was just poor.
Lotion isn't really an expense.
I mean, not really, but I mean, you know, back in that day, we were all very, very broke. So like $5 would have like put him off possibly.
No, I remember the days where $5
was real.
Okay.
It was like that or a 2-piece from Kennedy Fried Chicken. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it
with
was
no
like
side.
My brokest days, it was like the only meal I could afford was the 3 for $12 subs at Subway. Like that was my shit. You get 3 for you get 3 footlongs for $12.
Tell me you leave them in the fridge and then you get them the next day, it'd be all soggy.
I didn't care.
Eat it.
It's edible. It's edible. Because I'm like, I can make it crispy. I just put it in the oven.
Yeah.
You know, you find ways to eat food that's not good when you broke. It's
well,
like,
what type of sub did you get? Because there's some of them that could keep.
No, it was eventually I did get the marinara sauce on the side.
Okay.
I would get like the Italian salami.
Okay, all right,
that
works.
And like it was one cool dude. He would give me like the premium sandwiches that wasn't in the deal. So I'll get like the chicken bacon ranch or something like that. And then I just had mayo and ranch and mustard at the crib.
That's the thing. That's the smart way is to get it dry, like you're saying, and then you add the sauce after, so you don't have to put it in the fridge.
The only problem was the veggies would be soggy, but I didn't care.
That's right.
Like, I'm nourishment.
This is broke nigga politics right now. We are talking.
I can tell you about some broke days.
Oh yeah, please.
Okay,
please.
At my brokest times in college, so it was the summertime, and like I told my mom, like, don't help me in the summer. I'm gonna figure it out. No job.
Yeah.
How did I live? Anyway, how did I survive? But I had throughout the week, there were 4 days a week. I'm like, okay, I can eat for cheap. There was a place called Bar Louie, had dollar burgers.
Okay, dollar burgers.
It was a trap.
I would never trust it.
So the burger itself was good.
Okay.
But the problem is it would just be the burger.
Oh, no cheese, no lettuce,
just
tomato.
The bun.
Just the bun and the burger.
Just the bun and ketchup.
Yeah.
But then you would go with people, and then you would see people like, yeah, let me get cheese and bacon, and then you don't want to be the broke nigga. But like every topping was like $1.50, so that dollar burger usually turned to like a regular price burger.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you start getting beer. Anyway.
I don't want to go anywhere that has dollar burger night.
No, it was anybody who's been to Bar Louie dollar burgers. That burger was decent.
Okay.
That burger was decent.
Okay.
And then I would ask for butter. Like you ask for extra free. That butter was free.
Okay.
So you could
butter was free.
Butter was free.
Sound like a slave. Butter was free.
The butter was free. That's what they get. You don't need all them other toppings when you got butter. Butter and bread is already good. That's why they call it the bread and butter.
Oh my god!
Then you get some meat with it too. So I had that.
See, shit like this is why Deion Sanders decided to go to Colorado. He was like, nigga, he was like, I love my people, but I'm done with dollar burger night.
It was
nigga.
Mississippi, man. Like, no black man with money can be in Mississippi for too long.
Yeah,
I know I got friends that follow me that's from Mississippi. You don't live in Mississippi talking about, people, everybody who's stuck in Mississippi can't leave.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
That's a fucking fact, dude. And listen, my thing for it is like, because people are trying to act like he didn't help out HBCUs and stuff like that. I think regardless, like just his tenure there in general helped it out. And if HBCUs can be essentially a stepping stone for a lot of big name other like mainstream white colleges, fuck it, let it be. Because through that, eventually, as time goes along, all these HBCU football teams will get better.
They won't though.
I don't know. Why do you say that?
So here's the thing. Prime was the only reason. Prime was one of the greatest athletes of all time. Bar none. Prime was the reason that people were looking at. Prime was the reason that they brought College Game Day. And the thing is, all the nice upgrades that they got weren't like from sponsors. Prime paid that out of his pocket.
Oh, okay.
So that's the part people are forgetting about. So all the like nice locker rooms, Prime paid for that.
Yeah.
And so he could elevate his team, but at the end of the day, kids wanted to play for Deion Sanders. They wanted that spotlight on them. They knew if I went to a HBCU school or this one, I would get the spotlight on me, and they're not getting that. I would like, who's going to coach them after prime time?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not a huge sports person in general, but regardless, I think that is, I could see other, fucking like black athletes at least doing a couple years at different HBCUs if they're nice enough. Why not?
Like, because.
And I feel like that would incentivize other places to start actually sponsoring certain shit. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing about college football is opportunity, and now with the what you call the NIL deals, there's just more money in going to the white universities.
Okay,
there just is. So if you're not getting visibility, you're not getting money, and you're playing against what everyone assumes to be subpar competition, why would you go to an HBCU? That's what the big thing was. He was like, all our athletes need to go here. With him leaving, he's basically saying, all right, like people say, oh yeah, he helped that team and he built their facilities. And the big thing is, I was upset at him, not because he left, because again, what nigga wants to be in Mississippi? Yeah. But I was upset at him for making it
seem like
this he sold thing. Like he sold the dream. He treated Jackson State how like dudes would treat women, where they're like sell them the dream, like, oh man, I can't wait to get married. I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that. Yeah, and then, after a little bit of time, like, all right, that's fun. But it's like, oh, hey, look here, but I paid for your I paid your rent for a year. All right, bye, bitch. Like that's what he did to Jackson State.
No,
go to a white bitch. I mean Colorado. That's how people see
white
it.
Bitch, yeah.
They said they're like, oh yeah, he went down here, gave back to the hood, and left the hood. That's how the people in Mississippi are looking at it. Here's the problem, though.
I just think the middle step of giving back to the hood at least is something. And my thing is too, I think it's probably just a bigger symptom of the fact that there needs to be more black people in like sports administration, as far as like,
there absolutely does.
You know what I mean? Like, there are like black scouts, but there needs to be a lot more, considering how many black athletes are in the NFL, how many black athletes are in the NBA. It's like, why are there even white scouts at all? Like,
the white scouts don't know.
It's like, this is pointless. Like at this point, like you're not, barely any of you are even in any of these leagues. So like it
all
should
you
be
were the
mostly
15th guy
black
on the bench, like Rob Pelinka.
Yeah,
who, like for the Lakers, like you were never him.
That's what I'm saying.
You were never him.
So I think there needs
why are you in charge?
And there needs to be a lot more of that. Like, and I think a lot more like major pros in like basketball and football and shit like that need to start being like willing, instead of just sitting on their money. You know what I mean? Like putting themselves back into the organization, not just as commentators, but as scouts and other shit like that.
No, if more major black athletes did what Prime did, yes, it would.
Because then it wouldn't matter. They would actually probably go to HBCUs if, over time. I'm not saying now. Yeah. I'm not saying next season. I'm saying 20, 50 years from now.
I think if Prime had to stay for like 5-6 years, other legends would have invested in other teams.
And that's what I mean. And that's what he should.
But here's the real reason he left. This is what came out today. He had a contract with. I mean, I can't speak on what he likes. What I will say is,
I can speak what he likes, but me,
as I love my black queens. Only black queens could never step out.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I give all my women the brown paper bag rule. I don't like even light skin too close. I don't know. You might be nuts. But he had a finance. Jackson State wasn't paying him what they were supposed to pay him.
Really?
Yeah. Which made me mad because as soon as I read that, I'm like, niggas.
And that's an issue too. I think a lot of that's the thing too. I think we're seeing a different time in like black enterprise across the entire board of shit. And that's something like not paying people on time, switching up prices and shit. That's something that I feel like for a long time when it comes to black people doing any sort of business.
With black people, especially with black people. They'll pay the white people on time. But black people would be like, he can wait a little bit.
Yeah. And I feel like that is actually, and not necessarily in football, but in general, I do feel that is starting to drift away a bit more.
Because people are demanding it. So when I saw it, I was
black
like,
people are making more money.
They are.
In general. So we can spend money on shit. So now they don't see us.
I was just like, but that's what black people want when you come to the hood. They want you to come to the hood and usually that are subpar conditions, be underpaid, not paid on time, take for granted. Like, look, everyone, if you just close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes, Phil. You can envision some guy who was like idolized for serving the community for 27 years in some sport, then he dies and all his old players come back, and you can all assume that nigga died broke.
That's a fact.
And Prime's like, not me, not Prime. I need that Prime pay. So that's why I was like, niggas.
Yeah, and it was an extra like $25 million. It was like a $25 million boost for that shit. So I understand the whole fucking thing.
After he didn't put his own money and then you're not paying me back? No.
Yeah, nah.
When Jackson State was selling out every game.
Yeah.
And so he was supposed to get a cut of all those tickets after a certain threshold.
Oh, wow.
Which he was not getting.
Oh, yeah. So
he was already donating his salary back to the school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he tried to play it like a bitch. Like, hey, I'll donate my salary. Pay me off these tickets.
Yeah.
They didn't pay him off the tickets.
Wow.
And he's like, all right, cool, I'm out.
Yeah. No,
and some people are like, no, you should have dealt with it. It could have got sorted out. No.
Nah, you gotta stand up for your money, man. And, you know, and like I said, there's more black people making more money in different ways now. You know, a possibility is that, you know, there might be somebody who can pay him more, you know what I mean? And maybe a white organization, but that has some sort of black coach or black leadership or something more in that scheme, you know, in the future. Or maybe for other people, Jackson State will learn not to do that because they lost Deion Sanders.
No, black people need to learn how to treat our own like we treat the whites.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And like I said, I feel like we are learning that a bit more.
Our generation nowadays is better at it.
We're way better at it.
We're better at supporting individual artists. Yeah. We're getting better at it.
But I also think it's because I think like our generation of black people are making more money. So when other like black business owners see younger black people come in or just black people in general come in, it's not literally like, all right, he's going to buy the cheapest shit on the menu and then act up about the price. They're like, this nigga might actually buy the shit.
Yeah. My only problem is I don't like when black people cash out because they thought someone thought they were broke.
Yeah. Tell me what else you don't like about black people?
Oh, man, let me tell you about these niggas. Black people, let me tell you.
If you can please name a whole list of everything you hate about black people.
Let me tell you what I don't like about these black folk. Black folk, they come in here, now they got a little money. They think they can do what they want to do, buy what they want to buy and shit. Look here, I'm just saying, if they already don't want you there, then you really don't tip. I ain't going to tip the Mac man, ain't going to tip if you don't want them there in the first place. I might like these ribs, but I ain't tipping you for shit. The way I see it, you ain't giving me no service anyway. My throat dry, you ain't giving me no motherfucking water.
That was a solid Bernie Mac impression. And you told me you don't like Kanye. This nigga's lying, boy.
I break out the Bernie Mac sometimes. That's hard to do. Like, he just talk like that, and that take a lot of breath.
Yeah, no, he just talks like that.
Like, God damn, he was low key in shape. Had to be talking.
No, he had to be. He had to be, dude. But no, it's a fact, bro. Like, I feel like there's a lot more people just acting right in like black businesses and stuff. And I feel like I've learned a lot too, like, you know, starting the whole TaskRabbit thing, which I'm starting, to break into, making it into an LLC.
Mm-hmm. I gotta get the LLC.
Yeah, man. And so I'm not as taxed.
Then everything's
as much.
a write-off. Yep.
Everything's a write-off.
These white calls are a write-off. This is a business meeting.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm a former client. It's repeated. Yeah.
I already have a comedy LLC. Mm-hmm. So that is a fact. At the end of the year, I'm writing all this stuff off. So I don't know a goddamn thing. But it's like, like one thing my sister told me, she was like, I love black businesses, but a lot of times they make it hard because they switch up the prices every different time you come. Like, she used to have this guy who had like a car wash company and shit like that. And he knew her back when she had a way shittier job that was like mad cheap or whatever, right? And he had a certain price that he gave her, whatever. That was a little expensive for her, but it was reasonable, And then she elevated, making more money. She has a way better job, her own house and everything now, all that shit. And she called him again, and the price like doubled or some shit.
Well, so I will say, I don't know what the exact business is, but inflation happens for businesses as well.
I'm not saying that they don't, but what she was talking about, I understand what she's talking about, where, there's inflation and then there's doubling an entire price of what you're charging. And basically, like, she was like, what's up with this? And he was like, oh, well, there's this, a bunch of like made up fees and stuff. And she was like, that's the one problem with a lot of black businesses is they change their price depending on who the customer is in front of them. And she's like, say what you want about white businesses or honestly any other race of businesses, the price is the price is the price.
Yeah.
And that's it. Either the price is high or the price is low, but the price is the price.
And on the other side, black people don't try to negotiate with other races of business. They're like, what's the price? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, hell, what can mean? It's like, oh man, I can't get the tickets for free. And I was like, bro, just buy the ticket.
Exactly. And it's like, if we just learn to, I think a lot of it's also to like ego, because you're always thinking somebody's going to cheat you or not give you something. So your defenses are up with that type of shit, especially when you're dealing with other black people. So like you're saying, instead of negotiating or doing anything, you're like, oh, you ain't giving me this? Fuck you. I'm gone. You know?
Like there's no patience.
There's no patience for any.
I'm going to the white. I'll do this. I'll go to the white guys.
It's like, well, you didn't have.
We need to improve as a people. Let's get back more on the positive side.
Sorry.
Us melanated folk, I love y'all.
No, we're the shit, bro. And I feel in the next 50 years, actually in this century, I feel like is ours. And I'll be completely fucking honest.
Really?
Yes, I feel like, especially in America, I feel like America and in Africa. Number one, Africa is a huge, slightly untapped market that as it develops, I think, the connotation of what being black is across the world is completely going to change.
Wakanda's coming.
Yeah. Like there's going to be like the Elon Musks and fucking like Steve Jobs is of like Zimbabwe. And shit
well, you see it already. I be on TikTok and you see they'll
put
together
popular.
some shit. No, but they put together some shit down there with nothing.
Yeah.
Like just the innovation they have for just a shelter where it's like, we found this trash, heated it up and made these bricks that's stronger than bricks. I was like, what?
Bro, that shit is fucking real. And then I also feel like now too, like I said, like the younger generation of us and stuff seems to be making a lot more money. I think we're getting to this point where basically like, the only reason we had certain shackles on us was because, our past generations and our ancestors weren't allowed to have access to certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we have access essentially to everything. Niggas might not want us there, but we're there.
Yeah.
I think in the next 50 years, marketing and advertisements primarily will be mostly through black agencies and black people because we know how to market and advertise literally everything. All these white people think that they're the ones that know how to market and advertise. The truth is they don't. They just give the product to black people to sell to the world.
Or they see what we're doing, what's popular with us,
and then just take it.
Where eventually we're like, no, as soon as we get the national market, it's like over.
Bro, exactly. And that's what I think. Like, even again, to kind of bring it back full circle to like Kanye, right?
Oh, Lord.
Seriously. No. When he stick with me here, take off the tinfoil hat. It's not going to go that crazy.
Okay.
All right. But the whole fact of when he was talking about the music industry and stuff, I don't agree with what he said about Jewish people in any way. But when he's talking about the music industry and how insidious it can be, right? You have to look back in the timeline of the music industry, right? Black people have either solely created or had a majority hand in creating every genre of music made in America in the last 100 years.
Period.
Essentially. Yeah. Yeah, that's
whatever white people were doing, we just stopped doing it. And here's this new shit.
Or not even stop doing it. We were essentially made to stop doing it and we were pushed out of it. And that's the whole fact. It was like, bro, the fact that like the entire music business, especially the music business, was made off of the backs of black people.
The entire country, but
yes, and the entire country, but the music business as well too. And the whole reason essentially that, you know, I think Jewish people and a lot of these record companies are run by Jewish people is because the fact is like, it's not that black people didn't have a capacity for business. It's that there was segregation. So the only way
eventually you had to
give them their money, bro. It was illegal for black people to be in the same room with white people unless they were serving them. Okay. So that you needed an actual conduit. You needed a middleman and a go-between. So a Jewish person is kind of like that because they are white people, but whites see them slightly different. So they're in at the jazz clubs, but they're also here at different country clubs and places and shit. And they were that middleman, you know, and they have been for, practically like a century.
But now that you don't have them as the middleman,
nigga,
what we need is to go back to prime.
That's what I'm saying.
Is we need to make sure that middle person who is the conduit in the room gives back.
Well, what I'm saying is there actually doesn't need to be a middleman. In fact, it can just go straight from us to them, and them means the world. Yes. You know what I mean? And I think I think right now, Kanye said it in the worst way, but I think basically it's one of those things where I think a lot of record companies and stuff like that, they think black people are going to still keep tapping into them just based off of the strength of what the past was, what the paradigm of music is.
No, but eventually people say the wheel is broken. It's just how it is in comedy.
And the internet as well too came up. So it's like, nigga, we're just coming to you for a distribution deal. But 20 years from now, we won't even need you for distribution.
Or we can go through ourselves with distribution. I think
that's what I'm saying.
Back to,
now we can go through this person, that person.
This was 10 years ago, but I remember, I'm not a big Beyonce fan, but a big Beyonce fan at the time, she was telling me that one of the craziest things Beyonce ever did, even though she was under contract with her record companies, was she just dropped the album out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No distribution, no promotion, no anything. And it still went platinum.
Yes.
And she said that was the scariest thing to any record label. It's like she can just drop it. I don't need your help to drop an album.
I don't need your marketing. I don't need this. I don't need
I'm
that.
I'm
Beyonce, and guess what? Even if I wasn't Beyonce, I have this friend that can put it out. I have this friend that can plug it. I have this friend, this friend, this friend. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for years. Why are you even still here? And that's really the fact that, strictly the contract. I mean, that's like right now you see NBA YoungBoy, right? You know, whatever you think about his rapping, this dude is making almost, what is it, like 10 million for like each fucking album that he drops, because he's keeping all of his masters and shit like that. And he's just doing strict distribution deals. So literally it's like, I'm paying for all of my recordings. I'm paying out of pocket for all the production. I'm paying for all my marketing that I may need or whatever the fuck. And you guys are just going to help me get it in this store and that store.
Which eventually you don't even need the store.
And exactly.
Like no one buys CDs anymore.
And his whole clientele, his whole following and everything is the youth, and they eat up everything that he sells. So he gets to keep 90% of the money. He's almost like Bad Bunny in that way. Because the way the record companies are set, where Bad Bunny comes from, I believe he's from Colombia, is like...
I thought it was Puerto Rican.
I'm not sure.
He's something.
He's Latin. He's a Latin.
Yeah, he's something. He's
I could be wrong.
Anyway.
Whatever. But the whole fact of the matter is, since he already has deals with those record companies, when he comes to America, he can only do a distribution deal. So when he sells in America, he gets 90% of the profits, and they only get 10. You know what I mean? Because they're not actually helping him make the product.
They're just helping
him put it out.
Which he don't even need that.
You don't even need that.
He sells out everywhere. I've been to a Bad Bunny concert. It was lit.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why you see, it's like everywhere you go, I feel like you see a pop star, you see a rap star, you see a singer, and they're not white.
Well,
the only one is Taylor Swift. She is right now Larry Bird of music. You know? That's all you see.
That's the clip right there.
That's all you see.
Taylor Swift is the Larry Bird of music.
That is a fact.
And we got Beyonce and like, who's this white guy?
Killing it.
Killing the game.
From half
Killing the game. Really, who's the next white artist young after Taylor Swift?
Think about it. You know, her and Justin Bieber are getting old.
Justin Bieber ain't even. When was the last time he dropped the album?
He sells. He dropped the album maybe like 2 years ago.
I mean,
like maybe in like the early start of the pandemic. Yeah, maybe like 3 years ago.
I don't know. The last, As Long As You Love Me, that's the last Justin Bieber song I remember.
I just, I mean, I had never listened to Justin Bieber until this last album, actually.
No, I used to hate on Justin
Bieber. He had 2 bangers on there, bro.
Oh, no, he had bangers.
That boy got it. He got some
pipes. Ever since the roast of Justin Bieber, he had some hits.
Yeah, this nigga has it.
He was like, I'm going to do better. I'm like, no, he ain't. Oh, this man got the heat. Here's what happened with me and Justin Bieber.
He went on the MJ shit.
I heard.
And I took that personally.
As Long As You Love Me, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit go hard. Blah, 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 blah. And then someone else like, you listening to Justin Bieber? I'm like, this ain't no damn Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, it is.
Bro, that's the thing. I feel like his whole vibe has like changed where it's like, as a dude, you can say, I was listening to this Justin Bieber song, and it's like, okay. Like 10 years ago, I was like, I'm listening to Justin Bieber.
Because dudes was hating. It's just like, I mean, it's like the boy band effect. Like, if you a dude listening to a boy band, B2K had bangers. Pretty Ricky had good music, but as a man, you couldn't listen to it because they were taking all the women. Well, so you had to hate them.
It was also even worse, I feel like, for white boy band poppy guys.
Yeah,
because there's just something about it. It's like too squeaky clean and like corny. You know what I mean? Like, as a black man, you can like Usher. You know, and that's fine. No one thinks you're gay. You know what I mean? But, you know, 2009, you say you like Justin Bieber. They're like, this nigga's a
gay. It's like, it's good music. But now, I mean,
I would say the word, but we'd have to bleep it out.
Here's a good topic. For better or worse, the rules, the unwritten rules of masculinity have broken so much. The fact that we are drinking White Claws. Well, they didn't know you're drinking White Claw. You're out of cup. I'm clearly drinking White. I had Guinness beforehand, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's called duality.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. But the fact that we can drink White Claws 10 years ago, we couldn't do this.
Many used to have such arbitrary rules about things.
What do you say?
Right? Oh, my God. Like, I remember one of my friends, he wouldn't drink iced coffee. Because
it didn't burn?
Because he thought it was for girls. He's like, iced coffee. Like, I'm not a bitch. I don't drink iced coffee. So this nigga would be in 90-degree heat, sipping on some piping hot, sweating.
But there's just so many things associated with masculinity.
But then guess what though?
What?
He drank iced coffee for the first time. Yeah. And he's now gay.
No,
so I don't know. Maybe there was some correlation. I have no idea.
Maybe he was gay the whole time, and that was his bit. That's really what it be.
You're like, it's a slippery slope.
Be gay, and they're like, nah. Well, as long as I do straight shit, they can't.
If I feel freedom once, I'm a loser. I'm gonna give it all away.
He had that one ice cold. Like, I can suck dick now.
Yeah, right?
It's okay.
He's like, you know what would go well with this? Some dick. This would be perfect. That'd be the perfect pairing, like steak and red wine, iced coffee and some dick,
with whipped cream, of course.
Of course, nice dick frappuccino.
It's like, oh, I got a special cream for my coffee.
No, it's true. All our shit is obsessed with pain.
Pain.
That's a big thing. Pain. I remember I was listening to Pete Holmes' podcast one time. What's up, Pete? We're good friends.
Yeah.
I was listening to his, and he was talking about, that whole concept of like, why we think dudes who like smoke cigarettes and drink scotch all day is like a cool manly thing. And it's because, the lizard brain in our mind is like, this man's slowly killing himself.
That's really what it is.
But he's still so strong in this moment. It's like he's dying, but he doesn't care, and he's not showing that he's dying. And I remember, and that stuck with me for years. I heard that like 5 years ago, and that is still stuck with me now. That's so fucking
masculinity true. Is just
it's about
slowly up to death.
Yes, it's about slowly killing yourself, but pretending that the death is not coming.
That's why we can't show emotions.
That's true. Because showing an emotion would be like, oh my God, I'm dying. Holy shit, no. It hurts.
That's bitch made. That's woman shit. Concern for your life, that's what women do.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, dude, when a guy gets shot in an action movie, right? What's he do? He just goes,
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Right? He goes, ooh, like he stubbed his toe.
Not that bad, bro.
Give me a cigarette.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? He fucking takes some fucking whiskey, pulls the cork out, chugs it a little bit.
And no, he pours it on the wound.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's
right
smart. Whereas real life, a nigga be like, crying his ass
Let's go play
off.
some football.
Mama.
Mommy. Which is so crazy because when men get sick, we're such bitches.
I know.
I speak for myself. I'm a bitch when I get sick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can't go make it. Nigga, you got a cold? No, this is. But I feel like shit hurt more at 30.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I ain't never felt sick like this.
And there is a bit more worry when you get sick as a man because you're like, no one's there to nurture you.
Yeah.
So you do feel like I might die here. Like
when I had COVID, I was just like, I'm gonna just die and they're just gonna find me. Like there's no one.
No one's there to nurture me, and I'm not emotionally equipped to show my actual pain. So I guess I'm just gonna die.
Slow death.
I'm just gonna die until my next door neighbor smells my body. You know?
Or at least for us, we have something like if you have like a regular day job, you know, people look for you. Or like comedians, like, damn, he ain't showed. I ain't seen him in no. Comedians wouldn't care. They're like, nigga left.
Oh yeah, they just thought you quit comedy.
Yeah,
they just thought this nigga quit comedy. They're like, oh my god, he must have settled down. Good for him.
And they're like, oh, he died. Oh shit, damn.
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
Did he have any spots here?
Here's my photo with him, and I can talk about the show that I did. Comedians are such fucking psychopaths.
We
seen that shit
definitely
with Caroline's.
Yeah,
with that whole
everybody
shit?
posted shit like someone died. Like, oh,
the last time I performed at Caroline's, I killed.
No, you didn't.
What was that again? What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, they're closing down. Okay.
No, yeah, but like,
but I murdered.
Memories.
The memories of me murdering there at Caroline's will always be missed.
You know what? I'll speak on my Caroline's memories. I remember going there, supporting some friends for their show.
Nice.
I ordered a whiskey soda, and I could not taste the whiskey.
They gave that nigga a 7-Up and called it a day.
They charged me $17. That's
times.
my Caroline's memory.
I don't know. I mean, listen, with Caroline's and stuff, I mean, yes, it's sad that it's going, but you know, there's a anarchist comedy part of me that wants to see every single comedy club burn to the ground. I do think that there should be almost like similar to the pandemic, where it's like it should kind of just be Mad Max, and it's like the only people that get things are comedians that work hard, in the sense of like fuck schmoozing. It's like build your fucking comedy show, have that go well, and we get all the money for those comedy shows.
Yes.
I understand the mechanics of why a comedy club needs to exist. Keep that very much in mind, okay?
Why does it need to exist?
Well, I think there should be a place because comedians, you know, I'm describing, a utopia, a socialist utopia.
All right.
In a way, but truth be told, I mean, most comedians are lazy. All they want to keep their mind on is the jokes, if that. Most of them want to keep their mind on getting booze from a free drink ticket. You know what I mean? And not how to run, the logistics of a comedy club and make sure people are actually having a good time. Mm-hmm. So there usually does need somebody to step in. I just wish there didn't need to have somebody step in.
I would say the function of comedy clubs is this.
Yeah. And
you can get it elsewhere, but it feels good to get past at a place that has history.
Yes. No, that's true.
But that's it.
And that's really it. Like from our side. From our side, that's it.
It feels good, and because you can find a venue.
Yeah.
The only problem is comedy clubs are the only places that'll give you a weekend.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
That's the only problem.
Yeah.
And I would say they also are important because if you can't sell out, then traveling is hard.
Yeah.
But at least comedy clubs are like, hey, they're just restaurants.
They're really, they're restaurants, and you're the amenity, essentially.
It's like,
there's free Wi-Fi and a nigga talking about his wife.
Are just as good as the person that, like, you ever been to a Potbelly? Yeah. There's music there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we are, except people come for the music.
Well, we're like the Waffle Bar at a Holiday Inn. You know what I mean? where it's like it might be good, it might be terrible, but regardless, it comes with the price.
Yes, it does.
You know what I mean? It comes included. You might as well enjoy it,
or try to,
or
not.
You know.
But I do think just the allowing people to travel to the country and them actually not go super in the negative and giving, especially locally, people something to aspire to. When I got into my first club, that felt good. Yeah. And that's what I feel like is the issue from where I started. Like, we don't really have like the club to get past that to then give you weekends like we used to. And I'm like, right? And then it's like, how do you feel like you're elevating?
There's not as many like intermediate clubs like now, but I would say my counterpoint to that whole thing, Phil Risden, comedy anarchist, would be that if we were all running our own thing, the people who are willing to put in the work to do this, if we were all running our own things, you would be getting so much money simply from production and ticket sales
and drinks
and all other things that comedy clubs do, that when you did tour, it'd almost be impossible to be in the red. Like in a real way, in a sense of like, because you're thinking the paradigm of like, this person's renting out some theater for like $350 and this, that, you know what I mean? And all that type of shit. But if you're renting out a theater for $350 or something, and then you're getting the entirety of the door, you're getting a piece of the drinks, you're selling.
Them venues ain't giving up the drinks.
Yeah, I mean, this is only coming from me who has done events in New York City and not traveling on the road. So
okay,
so take that, for what it is.
Okay.
But here I've been able to do really good deals with the bars and get a percentage of that. And then so you do the entirety of the door, or at least most of the door, a good chunk of the drinks, and you're selling merch there on top of it, and you're plugging your podcast or whatever thing you may be doing.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to make residual money outside of that would aid in your content creation and your comedy creation.
It would help, but it's also, I'm the person that's thrown shows and it's just flopped. Yeah. So,
and there's a lot more to think about when you're the one doing all those logistics.
Yeah, lights and all the sound.
So it's a fact. It's
all
real.
this to say, we really won't miss you.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Sorry. Actually, sorry, nigga.
Yeah, I'm a stick. Yeah, we will not. I'm going
chest.
I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Caroline. They never booked me and was the McMahon on the show, so what I'm gonna miss. Like I said, $17 drinks that taste like water. I got water at home. I can have a white car. That's a lot more than the fuck I got at Caroline for a lot lower price. The McMahon ain't gonna miss Caroline. All you motherfuckers that's gonna miss Caroline. How many times did you go up? You wanted to go to Caroline's, so you hoped you would get up on Caroline's. You thought you get motherfucking famous, but you're not. Going there and make them TikToks like these motherfucking kids. That's how the fuck you get famous now. You don't need motherfucking Caroline's. You on your motherfucking grind.
And on that note, we're gonna be ending the False Prophets podcast. Thank you so much, Bernie Mac, for stopping by.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Back from the grave to behave, baby.
Why do you sound Jamaican there? Hey, back from the grave. I'm like, what the fuck?
I caught it. She was like, that's not Bernie Mac.
That's like this nigga.
Hey, but I'm Butterboy, AKA Quinton Jones Q. Kill him on every single thing that exists.
There we go. And I'm Phil Risden. Peace.